As more far-right riots are planned to take place this week, extra scrutiny has been placed on the media for fanning the flames and inciting the violence. When former Labour Minister Sean Simon called out GB News for doing just that, host Michelle Drewbury was quick to shoot him down.
There is no equivalent Muslim thing going on. That is a lie.
OK, so where do we start with this? What we're seeing, I think, around this table actually reflects the conversation, the debates, the disagreements that are happening in broader society, because many people are of Connor's opinion and many people, of course, are also of Sean's opinion.
However, the very same day, we had two members of Parliament do exactly what Simon had called GB News out for, and neither of them faced any pushback. First up was knuckle-dragger 30p Lee Anderson, claimed the people on the street smashing up businesses, looting and burning cars, attacking the police and attempt to firebomb asylum accommodation weren't actually far-right thugs. They were just young men that might have had a little bit too much to drink, and that they're hard-working citizens. He also thinks they should just be sat down nicely in a room with the Prime Minister and had a little chat with them, rather than being sent to prison. The guy's unreal. I bet he'd soon change his tune if they came round where he lived, smashing up windows, attacking innocent people.
Let me remind Jess Phillips that she's a Home Office Minister. It is the job of the police force to go out and police the streets, not a violent mob of youth. It's a disgraceful statement, and actually, Sir Keir Starmer should sack her straight away. We don't want this sort of divisive dog whistle politics in this country. I would like to see Sir Keir Starmer, Dawn. I would like to see him sit in a room with all these young youths that's been arrested and sit down and actually talk to them and ask them, what's your problem? Why are you doing this? Why are you writing? Why are you smashing buildings? Instead of talking tough with this two-tier policing that he seems to have adopted and seems to be just locking up one group of people, he needs to actually engage with these people, not run away on holiday or wherever it is, or call these silly Cobra meetings where they're all, it's just an echo chamber. Speak to these young men and ask them what the problem is and maybe get to the nub of the problem. And maybe if he does that, he might actually understand why they're so angry together. Because I'm sure there's a lot of young lads out there, the British working class lads out, throwing stones and damaging things. They're not far-right thugs. They're just, they probably had one too many.
Say to you, Lee, I mean, how do you feel about the accusations that, Reform, yourself, Nigel Farage, have been responsible for stirring this unrest? And that constant phrase that's being abandoned all the time now, far right.
Yeah, it's absolute nonsense, Dawn. This far right excuse used by Keir Starmer, it's exactly that. It's an excuse. He doesn't know what to do. He's completely clueless. He's got out of hand, so he blames the far right thugs. Like I said, these young lads that's going out, had probably one too many. They've got involved with the wrong crowd. They're throwing stones. They're damaging stuff. These aren't far right thugs. They're just young idiots that's got carried away.
And to be clear, you wouldn't jail them. You would actually get Keir Starmer sitting down in a room to talk to them and find out what the problem is that's making them do this.
If he doesn't do that, then he's going to continue and continue. He's already said our prisons are full. Young lads, young foolish lads, we all do daft things when we're young. And he needs to sit down with them, talk to them, find out what the problem is and try and come up with some solutions rather than just banging them away.
But it didn't end there. Priti Patel, the Conservative leadership candidate, then called out for anybody arriving here seeking asylum should be treated differently and placed in detention centres. It's this sort of talk that fans the flame of these riots, and these are people that are in authority. They should be doing what they can to de-escalate the tensions, not make things worse.
We didn't get everything right in the last government, there's no doubt about that, and that was demonstrated at the ballot box recently. But we had proposals and plans to have reception in detention centres. The crucial thing is that individuals who come to our country illegally, they need to be treated differently. And we need deterrents, such as reception centres, detention centres, so that we can actually then have the fast-track removal of these individuals. That is crucial. That was government policy, as you recall, certainly when I was Home Secretary. I absolutely think that is the way we should be going forward. Detained sites, reception centres, so we have that distinction. We should not be having this policy of dispersal, and this will put significant pressures onto local councils.
To be honest, it's the sort of thing you expect from GB News. They're nothing but a right-wing propaganda channel anyway. But the BBC also started asking questions about the so-called two-tier policing strategy. And I must admit, I expected better of them. But you can hear the fantastic response by the Justice Minister in the video that's on screen now. So go watch that next. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button. And I'll see you next time.